Faithfully delivering value, interpreting global masterpieces. Hey there, this is Sally's Book Club. Today we're exploring Biography of Emperor Chengju of Ming by renowned historian Chao Zhangcheng. Among ancient Chinese emperors, Zhu Di stands out as exceptionally unique. His governance skills and achievements rank among the best. He campaigned extensively throughout his life, expanding territories and elevating Ming Dynasty to its zenith, while consolidating China's borders. The cabinet system he established as imperial secretariat profoundly influenced both Ming and Qing dynasties. The Yongle Encyclopedia he commissioned holds cultural significance comparable to Qianlong's complete library of four treasuries. Frankly speaking, Emperor Chengzu stands shoulder to shoulder with legendary rulers like Emperor Wu of Han and Emperor Taizong of Tang. Yet his reputation never quite matched his actual accomplishments. Like Emperor Taizong of Tang, he ascended the throne through usurpation. In traditional Chinese political ethos, such ascension severely compromised legitimacy. Emperor Taizong got luckier in historical rehabilitation, eventually being remembered as wise ruler. Despite similar efforts at image rehabilitation, Emperor Chengzu remained stereotyped as tyrannical and paranoid. So what kind of emperor was Zhu Di really? Let's delve into Chao's biography to unravel Zhu Di's complex life story. We'll examine three key aspects. 1. His path to usurpation. 2. Measures taken to consolidate power. 3. His ambitious efforts at historical redemption. Let's begin with his extraordinary ascension to the throne. Zhu Di was the fourth son of Ming founder Zhu Yuanzhan. Chengzu is his temple name. In traditional Han regimes, primogeniture dictated only the empress's firstborn could inherit. As fourth prince, succession seemed impossible. Until history offered an opening. Crown Prince Zhu Biao's soft Confucian approach clashed with his father's iron-fisted rule. In contrast, fourth son Zhu Di mirrored his father's decisive temperament. When Zhu Biao died young, succession became reconsidered. He initially considered Zhu Di, but due to ministerial opposition, ultimately crowned Zhu Biao's son, Zhu Yunwen, as heir. Later known as Emperor Jianwen. Though unsuccessful, this clearly signaled to Zhu Di that imperial accession was possible. Secondly, Zhu Di himself possessed formidable capabilities. After establishing Ming Dynasty, Zhu Yuanzhang grew suspicious of his founding allies. Fearing rebellion, he frequently fabricated charges to purge meritorious officials, yet remained uneasy. Zhu Yuanzhang installed his sons as regional princes to monitor local governments and protect the capital. Stationed in Beijing, modern Beijing, Zhu Di guarded against Mongols, while accumulating power, eventually becoming foremost among princes. In 1398, young Emperor Jianwen ascended the throne, feeling threatened by these princes. Advised by ministers like Qi Tai and Huang Zicheng, he began reducing princely power. Starting with weaker princes like Zhou and Qi, Jianwen stripped their titles and confined them. This clear warning to Zhu Di: resistance or perish. In 1399, Zhu Di openly rebelled from Beiping. Legally, Jianwen was legitimate heir. Opposing him meant treason. Zhu Di knew this but couldn't admit it without becoming traitor. Thus he needed justification. What rationale? The Jingnan Campaign. Jing meaning pacification, but pacifying whom? Zhu Di claimed prince and emperor were harmonious until evil ministers instigated discord through power reductions. My rebellion follows Emperor Taozu's decree to purge corrupt ministers around Jianwen. After 3 years of war, Zhu Di captured Nanjing. Jianwen disappeared. Zhu Di ascended as Yongle Emperor, third Ming ruler. Victorious in war, Zhu Di remained psychologically troubled. Being a usurper haunted him. This legitimacy crisis became his obsession. Which brings us to the second question. How did Emperor Chengzu consolidate power? First came purging opposition. Ministers who advised Jianwen's power reduction. Emperor Chengzu listed 29 key Jianwen-era officials for persecution unless compliant. including chief advocates Qi Tai and Wang Zicheng. Hong died from limb amputation. Qi was beheaded. Their families, males executed, females sent to Jiuformzi, its state-run brothels. These women suffered horrific abuse and tragic fates at Jiaofengxi. Minister Fang Xiaoru met grimmer fate. Jian Wen's trusted Hanlin academician. He refused submission to the new emperor. Chen Zhu threatened, "Death you may brave, but what of 9 familial generations?" Thing retorted, "Even 10 generations won't make me yield." Enraged, Chengzu executed Fang's 10 clans, expanding traditional 9 generations with friends and disciples. How count 10 clans? Chengzu included Fang's students and friends as 10th clan. Fang's daughters drowned themselves in Qinhuai River. The emperor then implemented melon vine punishment, systematically eliminating all associates. These purges continued over a decade during his 22-year reign, meaning he spent majority reign eliminating Jianwen loyalists. While purging opposition is autocratic norm, Chenzu's extreme brutality revealed psychological overreaction. How explain this near pathological mentality? Multiple factors, external and internal. Externally, Jianwen wasn't tyrant but competent ruler. Zhu Yuanzhang's reign of terror left officials traumatized. Jianwen reversed this approach after accession. Promoting Confucianism and open discourse, he created relaxed political atmosphere. His reforms also alleviated civilian burdens. Thus, Emperor Jianwen enjoyed strong popular support. After being overthrown, not only ministers like Fang Xiaoru remained loyal, but even common soldiers. This fueled Chenzu's anxiety about potential resurgence of Jianwen loyalists. Internally, Chenzu's usurpation created legitimacy crisis. To conceal this, he fabricated various narratives, claiming shared Mosque status with Jianwen as Empress Ma's descendant, framing it as imperial family matter beyond ministerial jurisdiction. Herein lay former ministers' crucial role. Former enemies' endorsement could legitimize his rule. If even opponents acknowledged him, legitimacy questions would vanish. Thence, Chenzu desperately sought Jianwen's key ministers' public support. His initial approach to Fan Xiaoru wasn't torture but forced endorsement. But these stalwarts refused, openly denouncing Zhu Di, shattering his expectations. The brutal retaliation thus combined political purge with personal vendetta. Another factor. After Nanjing's fall, Jianwen's alleged suicide remained unconfirmed. Though Chengzu buried charred remains as political theater, doubts haunted him. Jianwen's uncertain fate became Chengzu's psychological torment. Hence, Zheng He's maritime expeditions secretly sought Jianwen's whereabouts. Notably, Zheng He's crew included eunuchs like Wang Jinghang and Hu Xian. Strategic choice. Eunuchs resented Jianwen's harsh treatment, ensuring loyalty. Chengzu believed their fear of Jianwen's return would guarantee thorough search. After 2 decades of fruitless searching, Zhu Di abandoned the quest shortly before his death. Beyond eliminating Jianwen loyalists and pursuing the missing emperor, Zhu Di implemented various consolidation measures. 3 key policies stand out. First, reducing princely power. Ironically, having rebelled against Jianwen's similar policy, Zhu Di now implemented his own. Why reverse position now? Position determines perspective. As prince, he resisted power reduction. As emperor, he feared princely threats. Early precaution included absorbing Prince Ming Zhu Huan's forces during rebellion. Zhu Di promised Prince Ning half the empire for cooperation. Prince Ning's elite cavalry proved crucial during Jingnan Campaign. Post-victory, Zhu Di relocated Prince Ning from Hebei to Nanchang, breaking his promise. Prince Ning's complaints nearly cost him titles, forcing withdrawal from politics to pursue Taoism. Other princes faced similar restrictions. Zhu Di's methods? First, relocated frontier princes inland to prevent regional dominance. Second, stripped princely administrative powers through systemic reforms. Unruly princes like Dai and Min faced immediate deposition. These actions effectively dismantled Zhu Yuanzhang's princely system. Ming princes became pampered figureheads, no longer political threats. Still insecure, Zhu Di intensified secret police operations to revitalize the Imperial Guard, Jinyue, Ming's original intelligence agency. Directly answerable to Emperor, they monitored officials and civilians alike. Zhu Yuanzhang used Jinyue to purge officials and suppress meritorious subjects through fabricated cases like Hu Yang's rebellion. After these major cases, the mere mention of Jinyue terrified people. This institution became Chengzu's tool for consolidating power and controlling subjects. Chengzu appointed Ji Gang as Jinyue commander to monitor officials and eliminate dissenters. Ji Gang was notorious for brutal methods responsible for countless deaths. Shi Jin, chief editor of Yongle Encyclopedia, offended Chengzu over succession issues and was imprisoned. In winter, Ji Gang drunkenly buried Shi in snow to freeze to death. Did Chengzu remain ignorant of Ji Gang's atrocities? Impossible. Ji Gang was essentially Chengzu's attack dog for dirty work. After purging opponents, Chengzu executed Ji Gang under false charges. Typical autocratic tactic. Still unsatisfied with Jinyue, Chengzu trusted eunuchs more and expanded their role. In 1420, he established Eastern Depot managed by eunuchs. Eastern Depot agents could monitor, arrest, and interrogate anyone under imperial decree. Being closer to Emperor, Eastern Depot often surpassed Jinyue's authority, monitoring all social levels. Even private complaints from officials reached Chengzu's ears immediately. This surveillance network enabled complete control over subjects' words and thoughts. Third policy, historical revisionism. Zhang Wen had compiled veritable records of Ming Taiyuzu after accession. Chengzu burned original version and ordered revisions to legitimize his succession. The surviving version became heavily distorted, requiring cautious historical analysis. Through these three policies, Chengzu's throne became firmly secured. If you think that's all he achieved, you're mistaken. Emperor Chengzu wasn't content merely ruling. He aspired to rival Qin Shi Huang through monumental achievements. Let's examine three aspects of his governance. What historic achievements did Emperor Chengzu accomplish? We'll analyze through dual lenses: military exploits and cultural governance, combined as civil-military achievements, the ultimate imperial pursuit. His foremost military feat, 5 northern expeditions against Mongols. Though Ming overthrew Yuan Dynasty, Mongol forces remained potent in northern steppes. This posed significant security threat to Ming. Zhu Yuanzhang originally stationed Prince Yan Chengzu here precisely to guard against Mongols. Chengzu's deep Mongol knowledge informed his strategic approach. Exploiting Mongol tribal conflicts, he implemented divide-and-rule strategy. His tactic: fuel intertribal warfare while supporting weaker factions. Maintaining tribal balance kept Mongols internally divided and non-threatening. 5 successful northern expeditions, 1401 to 1424, enforced this strategy effectively. Thus, Mongol threats were effectively neutralized during his reign, and that his northern campaign served another crucial purpose. Legend says Yuan's last emperor fled north with imperial jade seal in 1368. Both Zhu Yuanzhang and Chengzu desperately sought this legitimacy symbol. Possessing it could dispel Chengzu's usurper stigma. To facilitate northern campaigns, he relocated capital from Nanjing to Beijing. Rebuilding atop Yuan ruins, he created the Forbidden City we know today. He also constructed Temple of Heaven, shaping Beijing's iconic layout. To ensure logistics, Chengzu ordered Grand Canal dredging for southern grain transport north, using southeastern wealth to maintain northwestern armies. This became Ming-King fundamental policy, remaining unchanged for centuries. While securing northern borders, Chengzu also expanded southern frontiers through Annam conquest. Then, Vietnam comprised northern Annam and southern Champa. Annam had been Chinese territory since Qin Han dynasties until Tang collapse. Though independent post-Tang, Annam maintained tributary relations with China. Why conquer non-threatening Annam? A coup occurred. The Li clan usurped throne during Ming's internal conflicts. Original Tran ruler's descendant appealed to Chen Zhu for restoration. In 1406, Ming escorts taking Tran heir back were ambushed, heir executed by Ling Qi. This provocation necessitated military intervention. By July 1406, 800,000 Ming troops invaded Annam, achieving victory within 6 months. Post-war, Annam became Jiaoxi province under direct Ming administration. This marked Annam's return to Chinese territory after 4 centuries. The conquest also satisfied Chengzu's psychological need for legitimacy. Punishing lay usurpers reinforced his own legitimacy narrative. Now to civil achievements, 3 key aspects. First, establishing Grand Secretariat system. Zhu Yuanzhang abolished chancellor position, overburdening emperors. Chengzu created Grand Secretariat staffed by Grand Secretaries to assist governance. This innovation addressed administrative overload while maintaining imperial control. Grand Secretary's primary duty was sorting memorials, drafting recommendations for imperial review. How did Grand Secretaries differ from chancellors? Key difference: significantly reduced authority. Firstly, Ming Grand Secretariat wasn't statutory institution. Unlike chancellors commanding 6 ministries, these ministries reported directly to emperor. Secondly, chancellors were first-rank officials while secretaries held fifth-rank positions. Thus, Grand Secretariat served as imperial secretarial body executing decrees. This system continued through Ming Queen, evolving into Southern Study and Grand Council. Why did officials covet secretarial positions? Proximity to emperor enabled policy influence, scholars' ultimate aspiration. From Chengzu's reign, most secretaries came from Hanlin Academy. No Hanlin, no secretariat. Thus, secretaries enjoyed high social prestige despite modest ranks. Second, civil achievement. Zheng He's maritime expeditions. Zheng He's fleet comprised 200-plus ships with 27,000 crew members. They reached over 30 regions across Pacific and Indian Oceans, including East Africa. What drove Chengzu's massive maritime endeavors? Primarily legitimacy concerns from usurpation. Chengzu sought international recognition as rightful ruler through maritime displays. Symbolic bestowal of titles to foreign rulers demonstrated imperial authority. Zheng He's voyages attracted 318 foreign delegations during Chengzu's reign. 4 foreign kings visited China 7 times, 3 buried there posthumously. This spectacle of nations paying tribute boosted Chengzu's confidence. Secondly, Ming faced multiple external threats since establishment. Pirates in East or South China Seas and Timurid Empire's expansion created security concerns. Zheng He's expeditions showcased Ming's strength to deter potential invaders. This strategy proved effective. Coastal security maintained during his reign. However, the costs were astronomical. First 3 voyages alone cost 6 million silver taels. Enormous expenditure requiring strong national power. After Chengzu's death, maritime activities ceased due to financial strain. Third, civil achievement. Compiling Yongle Encyclopedia. Chengzu appointed scholar Shi Jin to lead this monumental project. 3,000 scholars spent 5 years compiling 22,877 volumes, containing 370 million characters. Modern scholars value its inclusion of vernacular works absent in later compilations, considered more valuable than Qing's complete library of 4 treasuries. Tragically, only 800 volumes, 3% original, survive today. Yet, these remnants contain invaluable historical records. This encyclopedia remains Chengzu's greatest cultural legacy. In imperial rankings, Chengzu stands with Han Wudi and Tang Taizong as China's greatest rulers. And finally, examining Chengzu's later years reveals crucial patterns. Many emperors transformed from capable rulers to paranoid tyrants in old age. This manifested particularly in succession issues. The Khan Wudi and Kanshi, aging Chengzu, increasingly feared losing power, even distrusting his own sons. His illegitimate ascension bred constant suspicion of potential usurpers, complicating succession. Chengzu had three sons. Eldest Zhu Gaoqi was designated Yan Principality heir by Zhu Yuanzhang. Legally, he was legitimate successor, but his gentle Confucian nature contrasted sharply with Chengzu's temperament. Second son, Zhu Gaoshu, excelled militarily, distinguishing himself during Jingnan Campaign. Chengzu favored him, but faced ministerial opposition to altering succession. Displacing the elder with the younger would further undermine his fragile legitimacy. Reluctantly, Zhu Gaoqi remained crown prince. Ambitious Zhu Gaochu constantly slandered his brother, coveting the throne. Zhu Gaoshu endured constant political peril. In 1414, Chengzu harshly punished Gaoqi for delayed imperial reception, imprisoning his advisors. While Chengzu campaigned north, Gaoqi supervised southern capital Nanjing. Minister Hu Ying secretly monitored Gaoqi, but ultimately protected him. Though surviving multiple crises, Gaoqi endured constant suspicion until Chengzu's death. In 1424, Chengzu died, returning from Fifth Northern Expedition. Two figures profoundly influenced him. Father Zhu Yuanzhang's peasant-rooted values of frugality and education. After becoming emperor, he maintained frugality, even mending worn undergarments rather than replacing them. He deeply valued Confucian classics. After court sessions, he constantly studied books. He instructed his grandson, future Xuande emperor, to grasp governance principles through reading. Chengzu often compared himself to Tang Taizong, emulating his governance methods. When officials proposed fengshan ceremonies like Qin and Han emperors, Chengzu rejected the vanity project. He deemed such ceremonies wasteful without practical benefits. Just as Wei Zheng dissuaded Tang Taizong from fengshan, Chengzu refused similar proposals. After Chengzu's death, officials concealed his demise to prevent rebellions. They maintained imperial routines while transporting his sealed coffin for a month. Zhu Gaoqi ascended smoothly after receiving secret report. The new emperor reversed Chengzu's policies, pardoning Jianwen loyalists and halting maritime or northern campaigns. Thus ended Yongle era's expansionism, ushering stable development. This concludes our interpretation of Biography of Emperor Chengzu of Ming. Study notes available below the audio. Until next time.